Friends of Roller Derby, welcome back to 5-on-5 media coverage of the 2019 Men's Roller Derby Association Championship Tournament, featuring skaters from all over the world. We're here for the third game of the tournament that is going to feature Southern Discomfort from London taking on Texas Men's Roller Derby. My name is Mark Bradford, also known as Brad Example.
I'm Bobby Narco. Our most excellent producer today is going to be Chloroform Cupcake, and helping out with all the technical aspects from 5-on-5 Media, Leslie Nope here. I'm going to take us through the Southern Discomfort roster, if you don't mind, Brad Example.
By all means.
Number 0191 is Brains. Number 08 is Kaizen. Number 087, Leah. Number 1, Ferris Dueler. Number 1314, Robert the Bruise. Number 14, Samdroid. Number 15, Skelton. Number 1664, Jam Master J. Number 254, Fluke. Number 5, Shane Aisbet. Number 6283, Spectral. Number 666 is Reaper. Number 76 is Illbilly. And according to Johnny Pepper, celebrating a birthday today, number 925, Thornflakes. And, of course, the captain, number 101, is Blitzkrieg. Coaches for Southern Discomfort are Delta Strike, Skatey Perry, and Hips.
Lined up and wearing the white in this game are going to be the number 6 seed of the tournament, Texas Men's Roller Derby, Texas Outlaws. Coming in at number 0 is the Big O. Number 10 is Joe Hurt. Number 126 is Lambo R. Feeties. Number 151 is The Enabler. At number 20, we have Jones. Number 22 is Anthrax. Number 23 is Quadzilla LK. Number 28 is Dr. Feelgood. Number 33 is Wolfgang. Number 4 is TJ Binkley. And number 448 is Pound Town. Number 505, Side of Sausage. Number 512 is Princess. At number 56, we have Ruffin. Number 6 is G.I. Joel. Number 7 is Tally. Number 81 is Hopper. Number 86 is Buster. And number 9 is Rhino. I'm afraid I do not have the coaches as...
Oh, yeah. Coaches for Texas, we have Great Wall of China, Bailey Wheat, Nancy, and Hannah Barbaric.
Thank you.
So the records for these teams, Southern Discomfort, the Knights of Discomfort, we have Knights versus Outlaws.
Oh, there
epic
you go. Clash
of good versus evil. And the Knights are in black and the Outlaws are in white, just for a little disassociative dichotomy there. And that's Blackjack over there in the background. All right, so Southern Discomfort undefeated this year, 6-0. They have only played European teams. Texas actually has a losing record. They come in at 2-3, but they've played some strong opponents, and they've earned their spot in the number 6 seed.
Scoring off for the first jam of the game, in the white of Texas, we've got number 28, that is Dr. Feelgood. Lined up against Dr. Feelgood is number 101, Blitzkrieg, captain of the So Disco squad.
5 seconds is the call from our jam timer. We'll take you through the officials when we have a stoppage of play, but meanwhile, here we go.
Immediately, both jammers pushing up front, trying the inside line, and now shifting to the outside line. Blitzkrieg is the first one making it through, first lead jammer of the game. Rapidly around the back, already engaging for points now.
Yeah, Texas reaching to pass that star, number 126, and now there it is. Star has been passed to Lambo Arfides, number 126 for the Texas Outlaws, completing the initial pass.
Still in the pack, earning points, is Blitzkrieg. Calling it off now, did pick up all 4, first blood to So Disco.
I'm going to call that a lead change. I know that there are people out there in the universe that will disagree with me. They say that's an establishing lead, but whenever you hear me talking about lead changes, that's number 1.
That only took a short time off the clock. We're at 29 minutes to start our second jam.
All right. Like to give some love to Left Turn Clothing, athletic apparel for bodies, not genders. That's Left Turn Clothing.
Number 254 lined up to jam for So Disco. That's Fluke taking on... His opponent is number 10 for Texas. That is Joe Hurt.
Joe Hurt. Ooh, I hear a whistle. It's a track cut. First penalty of the game. Who's leaving? That is white number 6. On the track cut, G.I. Joel. And lead jam goes to the Texas Outlaws. Leads even here in jam number 2.
Coming around to the back of the pack, already engaging for points. Having some strong resistance, though. Joe Hurt recycled back pretty close to turn number 2. At the same time...
Yeah, we were strung out from the pivot line all the way to halfway across the backstretch. Now the pack reconvenes in turn number 2 as the jam gets called.
So
tally.
Fluke did manage to get through the pack and clear the score, but only 3 points picked up by Texas on this one, so the score is not even.
High mark of the game for Texas. Makes the score 4-3 heading into jam number 3. One in the box for Texas. That is number 6, G.I. Joel. And Southern Discomfort Knights will be at full strength. Want to give a shout out to Julia Sleazer if she's listening over in jolly old England. One of my favorite derby people out there, Julia Sleazer. This shout out's for you.
Hi, Sleazer.
Meanwhile, out on the jam line, we have Jam Master Jay for Southern Discomfort taking on the Enabler.
A track cut being indicated. First jammer through is the Enabler. Lead jammer for Texas. 2 in a row.
Penalty coming in. Direction of play.
Jam Master J recycled on the outside of turn number 2. That's actually turn 3. No, I'm lying.
That's
turn
1.
3. That's turn 2.
Yeah. Get our bearings for a moment here.
I can't even claim that it's early because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's early yet. It's only the 3rd game of the tournament. We're cutting ourselves a little slack here. Texas sends a skater back to the penalty box, so they're going to be down once again. 1 skater heading into the next set of whistles, but it's really not stopping them. Both times they've sent a skater to the penalty box, they put points on the board, and we have our second lead change of the game here in jam number 3, making it 5-4 in favor of the Outlaws.
With 26 and a half to go in our first period of play. Number 7 for Texas as Tally will be jamming. His opponent, number 1, Ferris Bueller for Sodisco.
So each team at least having a 4-jammer rotation, unless we're seeing relief jammers awfully early, which has been known to happen. And the Knights get lead. Leads once again are even here in jam number 4.
Ferris Bueller trying the outside line, then ducks to the inside through for 4 points. That'll be another lead change. Oh, star pass now to Quadzilla by Texas.
Good catch. Texas not afraid to pass the star when they're not lead. They've passed the star both times they haven't been lead this game so far. Looks like we have a lead change.
Points through for 4 more points is Ferris Bueller.
I'm a lap late on that lead change, aren't I? Direction of play penalty coming in. So Disco losing their pivot to the penalty box. Southern Discomfort actually also the name of an awesome tournament down in Columbia, South Carolina every year or so.
1 more point on the board in that jam for Sodisco. Takes them to 13 to Texas's 5.
First team to make 3 scoring passes is the Knights.
Taking the star once again in the white of Sodisco, number 101 Blitzkrieg, lined up against number 28. Again, we're repeating the first jam of the game, so that's Dr. Feelgood with the star for Texas.
Is that the same Dr. Feelgood that's the former ref, former announcer?
That is Justice Feelgood Marshall.
This is a different Dr. Feelgood.
Person, yes.
Okay, my apologies. Got an illegal contact coming in. Who's it on? Number 1314 on the black team. That is
Robert the Bruise.
Robert the Bruise.
A score. Lead is okay. So both jammers through neck and neck.
It's the white armband that's pointing out lead.
Yep.
Boy, no, it's not.
No. It is.
I saw a flash of white, but it's the black armband that's pointing out lead.
Blitzkrieg. Both jammers engaging for points. Blitzkrieg chooses not to call it off. Now he does from the floor.
Yep. Seated in a turn number 3, calls off the jam. 3 more points for Southern Discomfort, brings them up to 16.
They were able to hold Texas scoreless.
I'd like to take this opportunity to give some love to Strong Athletic. They are Derby owned and run. Started by Smarty Pants in 2014 as a way to amplify the voices of skaters in roller derby. And if you ever wonder who makes those Strong Athletic skater shirts, of course, it's Strong Athletic. They have shirts and hats for skaters, announcers, officials, coaches, and photographers, and you can find them online at strongathletic.com.
So repeating our jammer rotation so far after the first 4, because once again it is number 254 Fluke out there for Sodisco and number 10 Joe Hurt for Texas.
Excellent.
Texas, Joe Hurt tries the inside line, is pushed out of bounds it looked like, or at least he's recycling
been
himself.
awarded.
He did earn lead.
Got lead, and then they ate the baby.
Yeah. And Fluke is pushing through the outside, but it's Joe Hurt who gets through again, retaining lead. Fluke in hot pursuit now. Both jammers clear of the pack.
Pack kind of strung out across that backstretch. A little bit of leaping contact, but no penalties assessed. No points either side either.
Correct. Called off with an empty score.
Our first scoreless of the game.
Down to about 22 and a half to go in our first period.
You can use the hashtag MRDA champs for our Twitter fans, and we will get you a shout out if you use that hashtag.
Mixing it up a little in the jammer rotation, it's number 56, Ruffin, taking the start for the first time in this game for Texas. Squared off against number 1664, Jam Master J. Lead jammer is Ruffin.
There you go. Leads coming in pairs after jam number 1. Jams 2 and 3 to Texas. Jams 4 and 5 to Sodisco. And now jams 6 and 7 to Texas. Texas losing their pivot to the penalty box. Didn't see the call. Now they're also losing number 20, Jones, to the penalty box. Didn't see the call. Oh, it's a cut. Cut on the jammer.
Oh, you are correct. It's a cut on the jammer for Sodisco.
Yep.
So we're going to start this in a power play for Texas.
Power start. And was it scoreless? Did we go back-to-back scoreless? Or are they conferring about points? Looks like Southern Discomfort definitely got 0.
I have not seen a signal.
And we're about to start the jam. I'm going to put I'm working in erasable ink, so don't worry at home. I can fix this. 16-5, 2 scoreless in a row.
Number 151, the enabler for Texas. Quickly through the pack, grabbing lead. That makes it 3 in a row for Texas.
All right. And starting from the penalty box, number 1664, Jam Master J.
The enabler back in for points already. Pushing into turn number 2 through the pack. 4 points.
Got a multiplayer block coming in. Whoever you see leaving will be on a multiplayer. It is a black skater number 5, the Shane Aisbit.
Penalty box otherwise emptying out, and in particular, we've got Jam Master J back in play, although still on his initial pass.
Yeah, great hop, skip, and a jump there by the lead jammer, picking up points there.
So 8 for the enabler so far on the jam. That takes them within 3 points.
Highest jam of the game for Texas. Second highest jam of the game for anybody.
Jam Master J gets through the pack and is clear to score. And I think we have a tie game if I see that thumb there, and I do.
And you do, and we do. And we also have a timeout by Texas.
Official review, in fact.
How about that?
Stops the clock with 20 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in our first period of play and gives us a chance to thank Sisu. Sisu, talk, breathe, drink, more protection, less mouthguard. Sisu. Also, a big shout out to 5on5 Media for bringing this event to you online. They are dedicated to Flat Track Derby and offer practical advice to skaters to help with not only their skills, but their business as well. Pick up your digital or print subscription today to gain access to over a decade of archived issues and recent broadcasts.
Can we get a discount?
Not this weekend.
Oh, no?
If you were tuned in last weekend.
Oh, there you go.
But last weekend was a different thing. Gift subscriptions are also available for that special derby. Someone in your life? Check out 5on5media.com today.
5on5 Media, I got to say, anecdotally, they have been working hard, not just this weekend, but for the last 4 weekends. They are going. Denver is the epicenter of roller derby in 2019.
It's all come here.
All the championships save one are in Denver.
And as somebody who is Denver-based, you know, that's been both. That's been a blessing and a curse.
Right. Yes, I've gotten more and more familiar with the Denver airport these last 4 weeks.
No doubt.
So we were talking over, apologies to Kurt So Good. He told us what the gist of the official review is, but we were busy talking and we didn't hear that. But I'm going to continue to give props to 5on5 Media, and especially to Leslie Nope and her ace crew, which last year was an ace crew of 1, was Manny Shovitz working the camera for all 17 games last weekend. Leslie Nope also worked all 17 games last weekend. So
that is many games.
Yeah. They talk about supporting Flat Track Derby. They put their money where their mouth is.
Absolutely.
Also here in the venue or available on the interwebs is Skate Rats. If you're dreaming of new roller skates, they are your skate shop with over 10 years of expert experience and knowledge of building roller skates and fitting safety gear. Skate Rats will set you up with the gear that is right for you. Visit Skate Rats' beautiful retail store in Loveland, Colorado for great service and the selection that you have been looking for. Or log on to sk8ratz.com. That's Skate Rats with an 8 for fast, free shipping. All right, you got information for us on the official review?
I did not, because it went over to Cakes. So I will instead tell you who is jamming. We got a fresh jammer out there for So Disco, wearing the white. That is number 666 Reaper, while number 28 Dr. Feelgood takes the star for Texas. What do you got, Johnny?
All right, it was not Texas's official review. It was Southern Discomfort's official review. They were looking for a penalty on the jammer, but on further review, the no call will stand.
So, fresh jammer out there for So Disco. That's Reaper, number 666. Dr. Feelgood with the star for Texas. Jam is underway. Dr. Feelgood bumped into the outfield. The Reaper trying also the outside line. Managed to scoot around, but is pushed into the outfield, but takes the no pass, no penalty. He's clear to score, but lead goes to Dr. Feelgood, who calls it off immediately.
So our third scoreless of the game. Chloroform Cupcake giving me the nod.
4 lead calls in a row for Texas.
Remains knotted up at 4 squared against 4 squared. 4 squared playing 2 cubed. All tied up.
4 squared playing 2 to the 4th.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Lining up now with the star for So Disco, number 1, Ferris Jeweler. Second time he's taken the start, but a quick lead grabbed by Joe Hurt, number 10 for Texas.
Joe Hurt 3 for 3 on the jammer line.
Ferris Jeweler approaching the pack at high speed, will not get the chance to score as it is called off by Joe Hurt with 1 point.
Single point breaking the tie.
Takes us to about 19 minutes to play in our first period.
Number 56 heading out to the jammer line for the team in white, the Texas Outlaws. I'm stalling because I don't have a video. Oh, there we do. That's Ruffin. 56 is Ruffin.
And is number 254 Fluke out there for So Disco. Right up the inside line, Fluke with a quick lead, breaking that streak for Texas.
Third appearance on the line for Fluke, but first time picking up lead. Fluke is 1 for 3.
Fluke is in the pack for points. The whole pack is moving slowly through turn number 1.
Southern Discomfort has not put any points on the board since Jam 5.
That has just changed. 3 points.
First points on the board for Southern Discomfort since Jam 5. And that's another lead change, by the way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lead changes. Counting a tie as a lead change and counting the first jam of the game as a lead. Counting the first lead of the game as a lead change.
That's kind of amazing that so few points have been scored in the last 6-7 minutes of the game.
Right? Except for that huge 11-point jam.
Yes.
It's been 3-1.
Yep. So coming now with just under 18 minutes to go in our first period, we got number 101 Blitzkrieg.
And
go
ahead.
Yeah, through the pack, and lead is 151, the enabler.
First time Blitzkrieg has not got lead. Blitzkrieg was 2 for 2 heading into this set of whistles. Direction of play penalty coming in. Who's leaving? That is a Texas blocker. An outlaw to the Hooskow.
Concern it. Whole pack piling up in turn number 3.
Oh, what a hop! From 1 foot in the air and use that 1 foot. Use the other foot to. I can't. That was nuts.
So yes, a leap.
Standing on one leg and still able to propel yourself with that one leg that you're standing on.
So Blitzkrieg earned the right to score, did not get an opportunity to score as it was called off with 3 points, and there's another lead change for you.
About that! Lead changes coming fast and furious in this game. Is there a power star? No, it's just that the Southern Discomfort Jammer took the long way around.
Yep.
1664 out on the jammer line. That is Jam Master J. Several appearances, no leads yet for 1664. And Dr. Feelgood, number 56, for the Texas Outlaws, donning the spangled helmet cover.
Appears to be the fourth turn with the star for Dr. Feelgood, who is now 2 for 4 on lead calls. 2 in a row for Texas. Already back into the pack for points. A high block being called, and yes, it is against Dr. Feelgood. Jam was called off, I feel, by the officials?
Yeah, we got an injured skater in turn 1.
Yes, we do.
So you were talking about, I got 56 as 3 jams. I don't have a 4th. I have
28.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's why.
It was number 28, yes. So clock stopped due to the down skater at 15 minutes and 50 seconds to go in our first period of play.
And our 4th mutually scoreless jam of the game.
Yep. Well, it had a bit of an early end to that one.
An unnatural ending. Let's give some love to Moonshine Company. Moonshine shorts are designed, handmade, and operated by single moms out of San Luis Obispo on the central coast of California, with fabrics made in the United States of America. Moonshine now also carries men's shorts in 3 different lengths, in addition to their shorts and capris for women and children. You can make your moonshine with Moonshine shorts, and you can find them at www.makeyourmoonshine.com or at derbywarehouse.com.
As I wandered past the Moonshine booth earlier, and Moonshine was there and immediately tried to sell me some shorts.
There you go.
However, I am not a skater, so I've not a whole lot of luck with that. Plus, you don't want to see my legs.
And that stops the clock with 15 minutes and 54 seconds left in regulation of the first period.
So skater is now being helped back up to his feet. It happens to be number 1314, Robert the Bruise from So Disco. He's been helped off to the side, but he's at least vertical. So
good to see. Give some love to Roller Derby Elite. They have high performance roller skates. That is Derby Elite.
So, waiting to see the further outcome. It appears that number 4, TJ Binkley, was headed to the penalty box, but there's no room at the inn.
Yeah, the white jammer's in the penalty box right now. I didn't see the call, but you can see that helmet cover sitting there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be power start, and taking advantage of the power start, number 666, second appearance on the jammer line for Reaper. And Reaper picks up lead. Reaper's now 1 for 1 on the jammer line.
1 for 2.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, 1 for 2. Because it's second appearance.
Exactly.
Can't be 1 for 1.
However, this is a scoring opportunity for So Disco, who's a mere point behind Texas. So with Reaper into the pack for points, that's going to... Ooh, nice apex jump right in front of us. That's 4 and a lead change.
Illegal position on Illbilly.
Dr. Feelgood out of the penalty box through the pack, clear to score.
We have a Twitter shout-out from Adam Roush giving much love and encouragement to the Comic Wads. That's last game, but I'm sure they appreciate your love, and they'll be skating again later.
Meanwhile, a final 3 points collected by So Disco on the jam for a total of 7.
Flops the lead again. Flopping that lead, 26-20 now in favor of the Knights.
It's a very floppy lead.
Epic battle. Knights and Outlaws jousting, having what do they call it when the gunslingers square off?
Shootout.
A shootout.
Or standoff.
Yes.
Standoff at the OK Corral.
A draw.
Yeah. Quickly through the pack, number 1 for So Disco, Ferris Bueller, lead jammer.
Only the 6th lead for So Disco, although they have the lead in terms of points. Star has been passed. I didn't even write down who the jammer was for Texas to begin the jam.
It was number 7, which is to say Tally.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Star was passed to number 126. That is Lambo Arfides, the previous recipient of a Star Pass.
Yeah,
and
back in jam number 1.
Successful at grabbing 2 points, making it a 2-2 jam.
How about that? brings the score to 28-22, heading into jam number 16. We are flying through the jams. We've had a lot of short jams. We haven't had any 2-minute jams yet.
Not yet. Plenty of time.
Donning the spangled helmet cover for the team in white is Joe Hurt, number 10. And jamming for Southern Discomfort, he is a Fluke. Number 254.
Makes it through the pack, but because of no pass, no penalty, he's not lead. Lead is still available to Joe Hurt.
Track cut coming in. Who's leaving on the track cut? That is a Southern Discomfort blocker. 4 points put on the board while Texas is still on the initial. There's lead.
So, on advice from the sidelines, Joe Hurt does get it called off with only 2 additional points on the board for Fluke.
Chloroform Cupcake points out that 4 for 4 on the jammer line is number 10, Joe Hurt. Perfect on the jammer line at 4 for 4.
So 12 points, I think, is the largest lead of this game so far. Just barely. We had an 11-point lead.
We had a 16-5, yeah.
Yeah, so that is the previous largest lead.
Biggest difference. Roughly a 3-to-2 ratio using 11 as your common denominator. And Jam Master J on the line against the Enabler, and the Enabler picks up lead for Texas.
Whistle's blowing at the far side of the track, but let's see, Jones, I think, is headed to the penalty box.
Yeah, I missed the call on the jammer, but it is a power jam for Texas. And number 151 is also 4 for 4 on the jammer line. So 2 of the Texas Jammers have been perfect, even though their team is trailing in the score, but not for much and not for long.
Tie game.
Tie game. Forced to the infield by the rope line, it looks like. Going to go all the way back. So this is repeating the scoring pass. This is not a new 4-point pass.
Jam Master J back onto the track from the penalty box.
Back
immediately called for a back block. Came into the pack too hot.
Could be a power start for the Outlaws heading into the next set of whistles. And timeout has been called by Southern Discomfort, stopping the clock with 11 minutes and 10 seconds. Oh, look, that's the highest jam of the game. Thank you.
The
Cakes.
clock has not actually stopped. There we go. I think they're going to have to put a few seconds back on that. A little tribute from the DJ in the venue, playing deep in the heart of Texas. Let's thank Death and Glory Skate Shop. DeathAndGlorySkate.com is a new quad shop and gear website bringing more fun to Colorado and all of North America. Death and Glory have years of boot footing experience and offer a fun relational experience every time. Check them out at DeathAndGlorySkate.com.
Those 16 points, nearly half of the Outlaws score, and pitches them back into the lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lead changes through 17 jams.
Man.
And I would accept it if you said there were 7 lead changes. If you don't count ties, if you don't count the first 7, is still a lot of lead changes.
Derby pedantry.
Oh, yeah.
It happens. So, this is the kind of game you would want to see between a number 4 seed and a number 6 seed in a tournament.
Yeah.
As I think we may have mentioned earlier, Southern Discomfort undefeated on the year, but yet to play a North American team. This is
Correct.
The first time for that.
And Texas with technically a losing record at 2-3, but up against very strong opponents. Power start for number 28, Dr. Feelgood, and I was about to say a lead comes immediately, but it doesn't. Illegal position since the
now
pivot.
It comes.
Illbilly back to the penalty box.
So 3 leads in a row for Texas. They're going to try and turn those into some more points here.
They had a streak of 5 in a row. Southern Discomfort has yet to string more than 2 leads together.
First pass for Dr. Feelgood successful. Power jam is ending as we speak.
Another 4 points on the board. Extends that lead. Now it's 34-46, a dozen points.
A quick initial pass for Jam Master J. And another 4 points for Dr. Feelgood, who calls it.
Another dozen points coming. Another double-digit jam for the Texas Outlaws. That represents 24% of the score, brings them up to 50. And we have an official review by Texas.
Only Texas retaining their official review at this point in the period. So you get to see an image of us diligently studying our
scorecards. Stops the clock with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. We've had 4 stoppages of play, an official review by each team, a team timeout by Southern Discomfort, and of course the OTO for the injury. So no points were put on the board there for Southern Discomfort, keeping them at 34. Their jammer did get out of the penalty box, so they won't have another power start.
Correct, unless that ends up being the outcome of this official review.
Now, DerbyMerch.com, they don't claim to be magicians, but they do claim to offer the coolest styles and the wildest products for your derby team. Cowbells? Oh, yeah. Water bottles? Of course. Jerseys? Duh. They have it all and will get it to you fast. They are skater-owned, skater-operated, and if you need ideas, hit them up. They love to help. That's DerbyMerch.com. Did you catch that?
I believe it is related to the apex jump by the opposing jammer in the previous jam, trying to see if that was or was not a cut.
Scoring ratios, I would call this 3-1, using 17 as the common denominator. That would be close 51 enough. To 34. Yes. So
it's not precise.
Yes.
Close enough for jazz.
Close enough for roller derby.
So official review is happening as we speak, and the teams are getting the results. Let's see what the result is.
And while we're waiting on that, make sure to follow Men's Roller Derby World Cup on Twitter at MRDWC. The Roller Derby World Cup is going to be in July in...
The no call stands. The review is not retained. And we have a 16-point game on our hands.
That World Cup's going to be in July out in St. Louis. Out on the track right now, number 56 is Ruffin.
But lead jammer is number 101, Blitzkrieg.
There you go.
A star pass to Quadzilla by Texas.
Yet another star pass.
That's 4 so far by my count.
Match is mine. 2 of them have gone to Quadzilla, and 2 of them have gone to Lambo Arfides. Points put on the board. Texas shut out, keeping them at 50, and 3 points on the board for Southern Discomfort, bringing them up to 37. 13-point game.
Period clock has dipped into single digits. We're approaching halftime.
Number 1 in black is Ferris Dueler. Number 151 is in white, is the enabler, but the clock is stopped by a team timeout from Texas.
So 9 minutes and 28 seconds, nearly precisely 9.5. Gives us a chance to thank 888. The certified Sweat Saver helmets have different shell sizes and plush, thick liners that give you 16 custom sizing options. Find your fit with 888. So the flow of the game, if you were looking at this point, it is definitely favoring Texas, but you wouldn't have thought that just 3 jams ago.
Correct. And there was a period where Texas got 5 lead jams in a row between jams 6 and 10, but they had one 11-point jam. But other than that, they only put 1 point on the board.
Yeah.
During those, shout out to all the math nerds. STEM. Emphasizing the M. STEM.
Well, actually, my older son is intending to pursue grad school in math. It's his 22nd birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday. Joe Hurt out on the line for Texas, going up against Fluke. And Fluke is lead jam. This is the first time Southern Discomfort has strung 3 leads together.
And the first time Joe Hurt has not gotten lead.
All kinds of firsts taking place here in jam number 21. We are going to have a lot of jams.
Fluke ducks on the inside line, grabs points, calls it off just as Joe Hurt was coming up to score. 4 and out, and it's a 6-point game.
So after the 12 unanswered points by the Outlaws in jam number 18, it has been a 10-0 run by the Knights. And those 3 Knights leads corresponding to 3 shutout jams for the Outlaws.
Number 28, Dr. Feelgood, jamming for Texas against number 101, Blitzkrieg for Sodisco.
And here we go.
Oh, mixing it up in the pack. Blitzkrieg really wants to get through. Strong braced blocking at the back by Sodisco, containing Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, forcing the jammer to the inside, and everybody has to recycle, and we are bottled up in turn number 2. Finally, lead gets awarded.
Yes, Dr. Feelgood finds a seam on the inside.
Cut coming in. It's a blocker. Number 8 on the Texas team. There's no 8. 81. Hopper to the penalty box. Oh, penalty on the jammer. It's a track cut.
So power play now favoring Dr. Feelgood and Texas.
I have 4 jammer penalties on the Knights. I don't have any on the Outlaws. Is that jive with what you have as well?
Matches my account.
High block coming in. That's 087 Leah on the high block.
Another quick pass. Dr. Feelgood having good success on that inside line. Called off with... Yeah, that's going to ice Blitzkrieg in the penalty box.
I was curious about the call. If that was Feelgood was just starting a scoring pass, called it off before the opportunity, but then I looked over because you said icing.
Exactly.
And then explain it.
There are reasons for things, usually. Not always. Not always. We live in an uncertain universe. The enabler, number 151, on the line for Texas in a power start.
151 versus 101. Here we go. Jam number 23 in progress. And there's 5 minutes left to play. I'm afraid I might run out of entries on my score sheet.
I have faith in you, Bobby Narco. The jammer is the enabler. Going to the outside and ducking under his opponents. A quick 4 points for the enabler. Power play has ended, and we've seen a star pass to Kaizen. First star pass for Sodisco.
Yes. Comports with my stats as well.
The enabler still leads, still grabbing points.
Yeah, both teams using these braced walls to contain the other jammer, doing a little bit of bridging, but mostly focusing on holding back the other jammer.
Enabler bumped to the infield, continues to skate.
Illegal position should thin things out a little bit. That's Shane Esbet to the penalty box on an illegal position.
But yet again, the enabler bumped to the outfield of turn 3 and taking a little trip backwards. That's it. At that point, he says, "No, let's call it. We're done." So 4 more for Texas, none more for Sodisco.
Ooh, and now it is a 3-2 scoring ratio using 22 as your common denominator. 66 playing 44.
So there's a couple of 8-point jams in a row there for Texas. Still 4 minutes to play. That's going to be at least 2 jams, if not 3 or 4.
White jammer number 56, Ruffin.
Black jammer is number 1, Ferris Jeweler.
So Ruffin made a point of coming up to us before the game and saying, they keep putting me on the roster as Danger Zone. I'm not Danger Zone. So if you're seeing that on your scoreboard at home...
Oh, thank you for pointing that out,
Danger
Bobby.
Zone is Ruffin, and Ruffin is heading to the penalty box for a forearm. First jammer penalty for the Outlaws.
We do not have a lead jammer at this moment in time.
Not yet. I believe lead is still open. Low block coming in. Who's on the low block? That is 5-something for Texas. 505 on the low block side of Sausage.
Quadzilla defending at the top of the pack. Lead jammer is collected by Ferris Jeweler, now clear to score.
There was a time when number 1 was a retired uniform number in all of roller derby. There was a horrific bus accident at one point in the 1940s. And so in recognition of that, number 1 was retired in the sport for a long time. And it wasn't until recently that you started seeing skaters wear that number 1 again.
4 points collected by this number 1, which is to say Ferris Jeweler.
And skater heading to the penalty box now for Southern Discomfort. Didn't see the call. but it is number 6283 Spectral to the penalty box.
Ruffin is back on the track and just now completed his initial pass. 20 seconds left on the jam clock. Ferris Bueller calls it off.
Yeah, you can hear the bench coaches, call it, call it, call it.
3 more points.
Total of 7 brings Southern Discomfort up to 51. Texas sitting on 66. It is a 15-point game with 2 minutes and change left in regulation of the first period.
A little friendly contact between the skaters there. A little half hug between the jammers and a high five from one of the blockers. It's number 666 Reaper on the line for Disco taking on number 7 Tally.
Only the third appearance out there on the jammer line for Tally, and also the third appearance on the jammer line for number 666. So both of these jammers primarily, at least in this game, being used as relief jammers.
Tally bumped to the outfield, does remove the star, so he would not be eligible for lead, but the point is moot as Reaper has just collected lead.
Multiplayer block sends a Southern Discomfort skater to the penalty box. That's Sam Droid on the multiplayer.
So lead jammer Reaper now getting out of the pack and approaching 4 points. It took a while to actually get out.
Illegal procedure called on the pivot on the attempted star pass, perhaps?
There couldn't have been a star pass because the jammer was already out.
Well, the hand gesture was illegal procedure. I'm not quite sure what the illegalness of the procedure was, but it's the pivot for Southern Discomfort that reported the penalty box on the illegal procedure.
So Disco content to grab 2 points on that one and call it under a minute on the period clock, but that's definitely enough time for one more jam. Neither team has their official review, so there aren't any free clock stoppages.
So if we made 14 the common denominator, what would happen to this ratio?
I'll leave that to you, Bobby.
Meanwhile, out on the track, number 254 is jamming for the black team.
That's Fluke. But Joe Hurt, however, grabs lead for Texas. Very successful at grabbing lead in this game.
All the leads save one, except for jam number 21 that he endeavored.
He's going to tack 4 points onto Texas's total. Single digits on the period clock in terms of seconds. Another 4 points, though, for Texas, so there's no real reason for Joe Hurt to stop skating. Jam clock controls. Period clock has expired. Right up the middle, 4 more points for Joe Hurt. A misconduct call on Fluke coming back onto the track. Perhaps an illegal re-entry. So Power Jam continues now for Joe Hurt.
Illegal position now. A stop block is the call. 10.
Ooh.
10 is the low block. 5:05 is the stop block.
Low block called. And so it's going to go the full 2 minutes, of which 45 seconds remain. Dueling Power Jams.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's almost appropriate for the Outlaw theme.
Now you can use 26 as your common denominator to get a 3-to-2 ratio. Forearm penalty, hauled on number 23. That is Quadzilla on the forearm.
So both jammers are back out on the track. Fluke makes it through. That was his initial. He's now eligible to score, but will not have time.
Low block coming in. That is number 14, Sam Droid, to the penalty box on the low block.
I underestimated Fluke. He did have time to get around to grab some points.
Yeah, no Fluke there.
In fact, 4 more of them. So good work for Fluke. So that, I believe, will take us into halftime with a score of, I think it will be 57 for Disco in a moment.
That 15 points, the second highest of the game. Yep.
There's the 57.
Prescient Brad example. Nostradamus of the microphone. 57 playing 81. And it is halftime. I don't like it when they call it intermission. That's just me. It's a sport. It's not it's not theater. It's none of this is stage. This is actual real athleticism. So I'm going to call it halftime. Either way, come on back in about 10 minutes for the second half of the Southern Discomfort Knights and the Texas Outlaws here at the 2019 Men's Roller Derby Association championships.
Game number 3.
Are you dreaming of new roller skates? With over 10 years experience and knowledge, Skate Rat's Skate Shop will set you up with the safety gear and roller skates that are right for you. Visit Skate Rats in Loveland, Colorado for the selection you've been looking for and great customer service. Or log on to skaterats.com for free fast shipping. Use discount code 5on5 for 10% off.
If you're looking for a reliable paint company that will do the job right the first time, then it's time to call 360 Painting of Arvada. Our #1 goal is to make sure we make your vision into reality, and we guarantee 100% satisfaction. We offer a wide variety of colors and textures that meet the needs of each room for every client, all for an affordable rate. With years of experience, our employees are well trained in the correct and professional methods, so there will be no hassle or headaches. Whether you're looking to just paint a couple rooms or you're looking to remodel your home, no job is too big or small for 360 Painting of Arvada to handle. For more information on our services, call us today or visit us online and let us help you turn your vision into a vibrant reality.
Roller Derby friends, welcome back to the second period of coverage for the third game of the 2019 MRDA Championship Tournament, hosted by Denver Roller Derby here at Foothills Fieldhouse in Lakewood, Colorado.
Our most excellent producer, Chloroform Cupcake, has been hard at work at getting us statistical information, and I'm going to share that with you. In terms of jammer percentages, #1, Ferris Dueler for Southern Discomfort, 4 for 5 on the jammer line. Blitzkrieg is 3 for 6 on the jammer line. Jam Master J, 5 appearances, no leads yet. Fluke is 1 for 6 on the jammer line, and Reaper is 2 for 3 on the jammer line. Over on the Texas side, Joe Hurt is 5 for 6. The Enabler is 5 for 6. Dr. Feelgood is 4 for 7. Ruffin is 1 for 4, and Tally is 0 for 3. You have some overall stats on the game, right, I believe, or for the first period?
Well, a little bit. So the overall lead calls actually do mirror the score differential, because Texas wound up with 15 of the lead calls of those jams. 11 went to So Disco, and so that kind of mirrors the point balance there.
Yeah, and then in terms of star passes, Texas has passed the star 4 times, twice to number 126 and twice to number 23. So Southern Discomfort only once, and that was late in the first half, back in jam number 23. They passed it to number 08, Kaizen. And then part of the tail of the game, I think, is also jammer trips to the penalty box. 5? Is it 5? Yeah, 5 jammer penalties for the Knights in the first period, and only 2 jammer penalties for the Outlaws in the first period.
Agreed.
We had 4 jams with no scores. 2 of them came back-to-back, and 3 came in rapid succession. Jams 6, 7, and 9, and 13 had no score. Every jam had a lead, and there was 1 jam that went the full 2 minutes. That was the very last jam of the first period.
Took us into halftime.
All right, our stats are good. Highest individual jam of the game for Southern Discomfort, 9 points put on the board by Ferris Dueler in jam number 4, and leading all scores, 16 points on the board by number 151, the Enabler, in jam number 17.
Speaking of the Enabler, he is currently jamming for Texas against number 1, Ferris Dueler, for So Disco. Second period is underway.
I love a good segue.
I've never ridden a Segway.
I don't like Segways. I fell off one once. That's
The Enabler is through and lead jammer. So action moving back from turn number 2 towards turn number 1. The Enabler hitting the back of the pack. Always have to be careful when you do that to avoid the back block. I can't count the number of times I've seen a jammer come in too hot and get sent off. Action at the top of the pack. Ferris Jeweler trying to get past a braced duo. Anchoring the pack is number 22 Anthrax.
Multiplayer going to thin things out at the back of the pack. There was a braced, like braced 3-wall at the back of the pack. Now a braced 2-wall, and now the jammer is through. Gets the points and calls off the jam. Picks up all 4.
The Enabler definitely choosing the right moment to call that one off to burn the most time off the clock. 28.5 minutes to play in the game. Number 28, that is Dr. Feelgood, will jam for Texas against number 666 Reaper for So Disco.
And Southern Discomfort with 1 in the penalty box. That is number 14, Sam Droid. Texas at full strength to start the next set of whistles. Don't let me forget, we got to shout out our officials. We haven't done our officials yet, so we're going to read off the officials when we get a stoppage of play. But take us out to that jammer line. Would you, Brad, example?
Dr. Feelgood threw quickly for lead. That is the second of the period and technically a 3-lead streak for Texas, since they did grab lead, then lost it in the last jam of the first period. Another bit of action. Quick 4 points for Dr. Field getting through the pack.
Some more research coming in from Chloroform Cupcake in terms of overall team penalties. Southern Discomfort had 24 and Texas had 17, which might contribute also to the difference in the score.
Another quick 4 points for Dr. Fieldgood. Texas making a statement here. Reaper through the pack and clear to score. Looking for the call-off. There it is.
2 more points for a total of 10. Makes 95 for the Outlaws, and Southern Discomfort Knights still sitting on 57. Okay, our officials. We have Ultraviolent Blue, Torquemama, Tumbletina, Inda Hood, India Pale Al, Coconut Chanel, Zoonotic, Extra Crispy, The Ginger Ninja, Cheshire Stat, Hurt So Good, Nitsugi, Gym Class Hero, Wifopathic, Rollin' Rat, Landon Flat, Denominator, and Candyman.
You could be forgiven for thinking that it was a binary lineup on the jammer line with number 101 versus number 10. It is number 101. That's Blitzkrieg, the captain of So Disco, through first, grabbing the first lead call and potentially the first points in this period for So Disco. Joe Hurt held prevented from getting lead for only the second time in the game. Bumped into the outfield just shy of turn 3 and recycling back to past turn 2.
That's a direction of play called on Illbilly, the Southern Discomfort pivot. Oh, what a leap! More altitude than distance, but certainly looks spectacular, at least from my vantage point.
We appreciate altitude here in Denver.
Yeah, it's like the Mexico City Olympics. They were setting all kinds of records with the high jump.
Star pass by Texas to number 2-3 Quadzilla. Quadzilla into the pack for points. That's going to be 4 on Texas' side.
Oh, I thought Quadzilla made it around that outside line, but taken all the way back to turn number 2. Now taken all the way back to turn number 1.
At this point, Blitzkrieg decides to call it off with 2 additional points.
6-point pass.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
63 to 99. Almost a 3-to-2 ratio.
25 and a half to play.
Number 56 out there on the jammer line, that is Ruffin. And way down low, number 254 is Fluke.
Action on the track.
Yep.
Whistles at the back of the pack, blocking with the head. Called on number 14 Samdroid.
The Samdroid, a frequent appearer in the penalty box. Lead has been awarded to the Southern Discomfort Knights.
Yes, so Fluke is lead, Ruffin is out, both jammers clear to score. Ruffin is actually in advance of Fluke.
We might be seeing our 5th scoreless jam.
Well, it depends on how badly Fluke wants the points.
Fluke's sneaking up.
The pack is racing.
Texas has the back of the pack. Penalty came in.
There's the call-off.
It's a misconduct at the very end. Whoever's leaving is leaving on a misconduct.
No points scored in the jam. We remain at 63 to 99.
Oh, that misconduct on the jammer.
That's going to be costly. Ruffin will start in the penalty box power play for So Disco.
So that was, in fact, our first scoreless of the half, our 5th scoreless of the game. And on the line for the power start, number 1, numero uno, Ferris Jeweler.
All right, it's my turn to shout out Julius Leeser, and I hope you enjoyed your kebabs.
Yes. Good luck on those exams. Study hard, make us all proud. Enjoy the kebab.
We had a little Facebook exchange at halftime.
Yeah. Multiplayer block coming in. Who's leaving? That is number 505 on the white team side of Sausage on the multiplayer block.
Still no lead, so that could potentially go to Dr. Field.
No, they just got Ferris Doolittle just picked it up.
Could potentially go for Ruffin had he been on the track a little bit sooner. He is now on the track and through the pack. Almost through the pack. Strong defense at the top of the pack by number 1-5 Skelton.
Oh, it's blocking out of play skaters. The skater was on the infield, got blocked, and then picked up the misconduct on the blocking a skater who's not in play.
So Skelton to the penalty box for that. 4 points collected by Ferris Bueller.
New jammer for Texas, number 23. Second time the star has been passed to number 23 this half. Quadzilla. Uh-oh. Is that an injury?
Well, yeah, we got a skater on his knees crawling.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not looking great. So I think we're going to probably see
Let's take this opportunity to give a shout out to 360 Painting of Arvada. Yeah. They are your solution for all your painting needs. They do both interior and exterior painting as well as staining fences and decks. Call them today at 720-940-3887 to schedule your free estimate and mention Champs for your discount. That's 360 Painting of Arvada. Sorry, that's the discount I thought I was setting you up for I thought I was doing a whole natural.
I appreciate the
effort.
So, also, I want to mention we got a correction at halftime. You might have heard Bobby thanking derbymerch.com earlier. It's rollerderbymerch.com. Oh. So, if you want to take advantage of their opportunities to get cowbells, water bottles, jerseys, all of the above, check out rollerderbymerch.com.
Mea culpa, lo siento, I'm very sorry to our good friends at rollerderbymerch.com.
Clock is stopped. 22 minutes and 19 seconds. The score remaining at 71-99. They're attending to a skater from Texas who is having a bad time.
Yeah.
Let's see. What can we say about upcoming games?
Very good. Up next, we have Vancouver playing Manchester. That's going to be at 3 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., the Gatekeepers are going to take on Denver. Denver already played once today, and their reward for being victorious is they get to play the number 1 seed, St. Louis Gatekeepers. And then Golden State, who also played earlier today, will round off today's festivities with a bout against Magic City. I always get the city wrong for Magic City. I know it's in Florida. Is it Orlando?
I don't know. That game will be at 7 p.m. All times we give our Mountain Daylight Time, since we are here at the Foothills Fieldhouse in Lakewood, Colorado, western suburb of Denver. I know it well. My family moved here when we first moved to Colorado, which is longer ago than I care to think about. A while.
I grew up in California where there was a Lakewood, but there was no lake, there was no woods.
All right.
So it looks like we will have a little bit of an extended timeout right here.
Well, I think things are wrapping up in the corner there. The skater has moved to his bench area, and I think the officials, well, it's hard to say.
They are, in fact, Magic City is out of Orlando.
Excellent.
All right, so taking a look at what Southern Discomfort has done this year. They beat Glasgow, Lincolnshire, and Manchester at the Men's European Cup. Never scoring less than 211 points and never giving up more than 135. They also have victories this year over Lincolnshire, over the Comicquads, 2019 opponents. They lost to Vancouver. It was close. It was 193 to 157. They beat Denver 208 to 110. They lost to St. Louis at Midwest Brouhaha. They beat Bridgetown at Midwest Brouhaha, and they lost to Magic City at Brouhaha.
All right, we've heard the whistle to return action to the track. We see number 666 Reaper lined up for So Disco, wearing black. Wearing white, it is number 28. That is Dr. Feelgood for Texas Men's Roller Derby. action. We see Dr. Feelgood trying the inside line, not finding much purchase on the outside line. Reaper is through and lead 2 in a row for Sodisco.
I got 4 in a row. Is that, am I incorrect?
Oh, I did not mark the previous one. So,
Penalty.
I trust you.
Penalty coming in, Southern Discomfort losing a blocker to the penalty box. They're going to start the next set of whistles with 2 in the bin. Texas will be at full strength to get those tallies in. White armband is showing 0, so White's going to stay at 99. Texas is conferring. They're putting 2 in the air.
A team timeout is being called by Sodisco, so that's going to stop the clock with 21 minutes and 37 seconds.
And that is Southern Discomfort's second team timeout.
Let me throw a quick thank you to Strong Athletic. They're a Derby owned and run business started by Smarty Pants in 2014 as a way to amplify the voices of skaters in roller derby. Ever wonder who makes the Strong Athletic skater shirts? It's Strong Athletic. We have shirts and hats for skaters, announcers, officials, coaches, and photographers. Find us online at strongathletic.com.
And in case you aren't aware, today's broadcast is brought to you by 5on5 Media. They are dedicated to flat track derby, and they offer practical advice to skaters to help with their business and their skills, as well as to keep them up to date on what is happening in the derby world. Every quarterly issue features topics such as business, health and fitness, games, coaching, rookie help, gear, international derby, and more. So pick up your digital or print subscription today to gain access to over a decade of archived issues and recent broadcasts. Gift subscriptions are also available for that special derby someone in your life, and they make a great gift. Check out 5on5 Media, spell it all out, FIVEON, FIVEMEDIA.com today.
Then we return to track action where number 101 Blitzkrieg has the star for Sodisco, but number 151 The Enabler is through the pack and lead jammer for Texas. That breaks a 4-jam lead streak by Sodisco.
And a star pass. New jammer for the Knights, number 1314. That is Robert the Bruise.
It's good to see Robert the Bruise back skating. He, I believe, had some difficulty in the first period. Didn't he get injured at some point?
Yes, you are correct. That was at the end of Jam 13.
So it's good that he is up and skating and taking part in the game.
Yep. I'll drink to that. For those of you who aren't watching, I'm actually grabbing a Diet Coke and having a sip.
Being very literal, we are.
I will literally drink to that.
So
Penalty box is empty. Everybody is crammed into turn number 2, the narrowest part of this concentric but not coaxial set of ovals.
But they are not getting a lot of motion out there. Strong defense from both teams is hanging on to the jammers. At the front of the pack, the Enabler has 2 to beat, now 1 to beat.
Illegal position. Out of play warning came. Blocking continued. And out of play block was assessed, or the illegal position block was assessed to Spectral.
Yes, and so he'll sit for 30 seconds for points going to Texas. They're finally have made it into triple digits.
Nice hit by 101, the former jammer, forcing the Texas jammer to the infield. Robert the Bruise struggling against that pivot for the Texas Outlaws.
Yeah, there's all 4 Texas blockers are up there. It's anchored by number 81 Hopper.
What do you? A gang? Is that what Outlaws come in? A gang?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Called off with 4 points.
I was about to call them a posse, but that's the other side.
Yeah, that's the sheriffs getting together a posse. Go find the Outlaws. That's the way that works.
Dozen points on the board
I hear.
For Texas. You're making Leslie laugh. 111 on the board for the Outlaws. 73 remaining on the board for the Knights. White jammer number 7, Tally. Not a lot of jams for Tally. Just 3 in the first half. First appearance on the jammer line this half.
Ferris Bueller has the star for Sodisco. He's actually racked up quite a few points.
Yeah.
Pushing at the front. And a penalty on a Texas blocker, giving the opportunity to Ferris Bueller to grab lead. Ooh, goes to the air. Does not manage to land inbound.
Foiled again.
Recycled back behind number 126.
I think that was Jones spoiling that apex lead. Multiplayer block coming in. That is the Knights pivot on the multiplayer. Star has been passed. Who do we got?
It's number 126, Lambo Arfides, whom I just mentioned.
First star pass to Lambo this half. 2 star passes to Lambo in the first half. Points
Lambo
on the board.
through the pack and back in. No pass, no penalty, but that doesn't matter. 4 points apiece.
Yeah, Jammer swapping 4. Southern Discomfort has lead, but is choosing to put points on the board rather than to prevent Texas from scoring. Illegal contact on the Jammer, and that's a wise gamble. Ferris Dueler's gambit pays off.
Power play favoring Sodisco.
Illegal contact called on Lambo Arfides.
Pack action moving toward turn number 3 on the straightaway. A whole knot of skaters there. It's called off with, is that 2 or 3? I see a thumb. That's 3 more.
There it is. Total of 7. Increases their score by almost a tenth. Brings them up to 80. Texas does pick up 4 of their own. Brings them up to 115.
Just over 17 minutes to play in the game. Thanks to 187 Killer Pans, designed, tested, and trusted by Top Pro since 1999. In a power start, number 666 Reaper. Lambo Arfides starting in the pokey. However, Reaper not able to grab lead yet. Recycled through the infield of turn 2. Take another run at it. Goes to the outside through lead. So the Sodisco really dominating the lead calls in this second period so far. Lambo Arfides out of the penalty box through the pack, clear to score. Reaper hits the track, calls it off from the floor. Looks like another 3 points.
All right then, 3 points on the board.
83 to 115. 16 minutes to play.
I was attending to other things. Can you quickly give me the uniform numbers of the Jammers on that last set?
The last one, we had number 666 for Sodisco, and for Texas, we had number 126.
Starting in the box.
Correct.
Yes, excellent. And back to speed, number 28 on the line for Texas. That is Dr. Feelgood.
Against number 101 Blitzkrieg for Sodisco, who immediately removes the cap as Dr. Feelgood gets through and collects the lead. Dr. Feelgood already back into the pack for points in turn number 1. Pushed to the infield. Trying again. Strong defense by Kaizen.
The Knights just dominating the Jammer line this half. It had been mostly the Outlaws dominating the Jammer line the first half, but Knights really battling.
Going to the air. 4 points for Dr. Feelgood. Has it been a star pass? It has not.
Star stash. Apex helmet cover in hand.
Yeah.
With the attempted Apex leap. Misconduct. Low block.
You're no longer allowed to conceal the star. You have to keep it in your hand. So at least in principle, your opponents know where it is. There's the pass. Pass goes to number 0191 Brains for the first time in this game.
And 9 points on the board for Texas brings them. Oh, no, withdrawn. 8 points on the board for Texas brings them up to 123. A 40-point lead, 123 to 83, with 14 minutes and change left to play in regulation.
Jam Master J, number 1664, out there for Sodisco. For Texas, it's number 10, Joe Hurt, a very successful jammer in the game so far.
Skaters are going to be voting for MVP jammers and MVP blockers and a sportsmanship award winner, and they're going to get a bunch of wonderful prizes that have been provided by 888, 187 Killer Pads, and Sisu. They're going to get a 888 certified Sweat Saver helmet, 187 knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards, and a Sisu mouth guard. Almost $200 worth of value for the MVPs.
At the top of the pack, it's Jam Master J through first, claiming lead for Sodisco. So Joe Hurt once again denied lead, held up at the back of the pack by number 76. That's Illbilly for Sodisco.
First lead this half for Joe Hurt.
He's not lead.
Oh, he's not lead.
He is through the pack, though.
First lead for Jam Master. There we go.
Jam Master J.
I misunderstood the excellent data that was provided to me. I mangled. But Cupcake was all over it. Chloroform Cupcake, our awesome producer today, taking care of us, sending us the information. We just have to know how to use it.
So closing the gap a little bit, so Disco calls it off. 13 minutes to play, but still a significant uphill climb. That's a 36-point gap. Number 1, Ferris Bueller will jam against number 151, the Enabler.
Two in the bin for Texas, now down to 1.
Texas regaining their pivot. Strong back and forth action.
Yeah,
moving into turn 1.
Making more progress laterally than they are forward to back.
Definitely.
Multiplayer block thins things out a little bit. Southern Discomfort losing number 5 to the penalty box. That's Shane Aisbett on the multiplayer.
At the same time, number 8-1 for Texas, Hopper, back on the track from the Huskow.
Hops back onto the track. Hopper, a little hop along.
More whistles, though, and I see at least one track cut being indicated. So, first jammer through, but not lead, is the Enabler.
That's Thornflake's birthday boy to the penalty box on the track cut.
Ferris Bueller still has the star on, so potentially could become lead.
Now a pivot to the penalty box for Southern Discomfort as well. That's Brains. Didn't see the call.
4 points collected by the Enabler. Still no lead.
Illegal position now sends a blocker and picking up a penalty for complaining about it.
Well, and for not hustling to the box. You got to go right to the box if you've been called. So this still on track to be a 2-minute jam at this point.
Oh, was the helmet cover taken off? Doolittle took
Well, I can't.
No, Doolittle's got the cover on.
Yeah, he just hasn't gotten out.
Eligible for lead. 12 seconds to accomplish it.
Could happen, but at this point the jam is all Texas anyway.
And now the cover's off,
so
and we will have no possibility of a lead jammer.
Did it even get past at the end there?
Nope.
It did not. It's still in Ferris Bueller's hand. So no lead at all on that one.
Our first jam of the game with no lead.
An extremely successful jam for Texas as they extend their lead to 141 to 87. That is a 54-point lead.
And 18 points, which represents a third of 54, is the highest jam of the game for either side.
Immediately back to track action. Number 666 Reaper for Disco. Number 7 Tally. Get through and lead call for Texas.
Tally ho! First lead for Tally. 1 for 6 now on the jammer line is Tally.
Reaper through the pack and clear the score. Tally's going to grab some points and call it? Apparently not.
Trust your pack, and wisely so. They have forced Reaper all the way to the outside and dragged Reaper back to the beginning of the backstretch.
Well, for that matter, now that the period clock has dipped into single digits, the clock is firmly on Texas's side. They don't mind trading point for point for the rest of the game.
Pretty much. High block comes in. That is Spectral to the penalty box on the high block.
4-point pass collected by Tally. The second one in the jam, in for a third now. Star has been passed by Reaper to, again, it's Brains. You know what a vegetarian zombie eats? Brains.
What's grains?
Yes.
Grains. Oh, no. I just uncrossed my leg. Did I unplug you?
You partially unplugged me. I can still hear.
Okay, good. Sorry.
So if you can hear me, then sorry, you have to suffer through me continuing to talk. All right. Thank you, Nope, for fixing that. Timeout is stopping the clock, called by That is So Disco. Stops the clock at 8 minutes and 46 seconds to play.
Point added to the board for Southern Discomfort there, so it made it a 12-1 jam, and it is a 30-1 run over the last 2 jams in favor of Texas. 153 playing 88.
Did I misinterpret that signal? Was it Texas calling timeout?
The scoreboard is certainly indicating a Texas timeout. Can you see the jam timer? I cannot. Let's see if we can read the gestures of the jam timer. Yeah, it's pointing at black. Yeah, and now the scoreboard.
Okay, there we go.
Do we have any sponsors left? I think we probably have one or two. Let's give a shout out to 888, the certified sweat saver from 888 NYC, fully certified, but with a better fit. Try it for yourself.
Here's another quick one. We can thank Left Turn Clothing, athletic apparel for bodies, not genders. Visit leftturnclothing.com. Okay, that will conclude the team timeout since they last 60 seconds. Dr. Feelgood, number 2-8, the line for Texas against Fluke, number 2-5-4 for Sodisco. Dr. Feelgood grabs lead in a hurry. Only about 12 seconds off the clock before that lead was awarded. Up on one skate, squeezes along the outside line. A 4-point pass for Dr. Feelgood. Fluke has removed the star, not passed it. Defense at the top of the pack, which is now moving into turn 4 right in front of us.
If you are just tuning in, you are watching the 2019 Men's Roller Derby Association Championship on 5on5 Media. I'm Bobby Narco, joined by Brad Example and our producer, Chloroform Cupcake.
We are approaching the end of the game. 7.5-ish minutes remaining. Strong performance in this second period by Texas Men's Roller Derby, extending. They had a bit of a lead at halftime. Now they've got quite a bit of a lead. No team timeouts remain to Sodisco, but they can stop the clock at least one more time with their official review. Star pass now to number 1314, Robert the Bruise.
Second time this half that Robert the Bruise has been past the star. Second time this game.
Called off before Robert the Bruise can grab any points. A full 4 going up on Texas' side for that pass.
88 playing 161. Not quite a 2-to-1 ratio, but getting there. 161, also the street of the courthouse in the Bronx, 161st Street.
I see.
That's where I work.
There must have been a scoreboard adjustment at some point because Sodisco had 87 points before.
Yeah, they picked up 1 point at the end of Jam 13. 1 point was awarded to them at the end of Jam 13.
I did not see that.
It came in late, and now our jammers are Jam Master Jay on the line for the Knights.
And for the Outlaws,
it is the Enabler. Thank you.
All right.
Good eagle eye of cakes. No pass, no penalty, so lead is open for Texas.
Still a minute and a quarter-ish remaining in the jam, so plenty of time for something to happen. So the star had been removed by the Enabler. So
it's going to go 2.
Yeah.
Can't get lead anymore.
Jam Master Jay right in front of us. 2 Texas defenders holding them back. He's out now. That's 4 points for Sodisco.
Eagle Eye of Cakes noticed that it didn't come off. It came off. He didn't take it off.
Then he might still be eligible.
But then he took it off.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Did I get that right? Came off, put it back on, then he took it off.
Then he's not eligible.
Not eligible. Second 2-minute jam of the game.
Number 505, Sight of Sausage, laying down fierce defense at the top of the pack. Nevertheless, Jam Master Jay threw for 4 more points.
I correct myself. It's our second 2-minute jam of the half. It's our third 2-minute jam of the game, and our second jam without a lead.
We forgive you.
Thank you.
That's time on that jam, so that ends up with no points for Texas that time out. An additional 2 going up for So Disco, just shy of triple digits, 98 points.
First time Texas has been held scoreless in 3 jams.
4.5 to play. Official review called by Texas. Oh, no. By So Disco.
Yep.
Stops the clock. 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I'm going to share a bit of information that will be of interest to aerospace nerds like myself. My wife texted me just a little bit ago to mention that Alexei Leonov, who was the first human to walk in space, has passed on now. He was a long-time cosmonaut and of particular interest to me because I own a print of his portrait of Valentina Tereshkova, who was the first woman in space. So, Godspeed to Alexei Leonov.
Indeed. Appreciate the historical perspective.
Oh, I am a child of the Apollo era, so one of my things.
It looks like the official review is being used as a timeout. Am I right about that? I don't see any referees conferring about anything. They're very relaxed. There's no coaches or anybody out there.
And it concluded at exactly 1 minute, so that does appear to be an OTO as timeout. Four minutes, 22 seconds remaining on the period clock. Number 10, Joe Hurt, jamming for Texas, taking on number 1, Ferris Jeweler for So Disco. Joe Hurt trying the outside line, not finally having a lot of luck, but up at the top of the pack, also strong resistance to Ferris Jeweler. Joe Hurt moving up now, contending with only the line of defense is So Disco's Pivot, Illbilly.
Cakes points out in terms of current events that Greta is also in town this weekend. Speaking about environmental issues.
I did not know that.
No pass, no penalty. Lead is not open for Texas. Southern Discomfort could get lead.
However, Texas can get points, and they do. Star Pass.
Star Pass, no lead available.
To Illbilly. I think that's the first Star Pass Illbilly has taken.
Correct.
And another 2-minute jam with no lead.
Yeah, back-to-back 2-minute jams.
And that'll take us pretty darn close to the end of the period.
So we had 26 jams in the first half. We've only had 16 in the second half.
Wow. We might be able to squeeze in a couple more, but it's certainly not going to be nearly as many. Texas is picking up points, but Joe Hurt having a tough time getting through that pack of So Disco blockers.
Those short scoreless, you get lead and then nothing.
Right.
That'll add to your total jam tallies.
Yeah, we had a number of those in a row early in the first period.
Yep. Pack in retrograde now, heading back to the backstretch.
Illbilly dragged back there. And so is Joe Hurt, for that matter. Everybody moving back, not only through turn 4, but through turn 3 and aiming for turn 2.
I think So Disco might be trying to put time back on the clock by going backwards.
That's just like running the Maserati in reverse.
Right, Ferris
Ferrari in reverse. It doesn't work that way.
Ferris Bueller, all the same thing. Meanwhile, So Disco, hey, it is 10 squared playing 13 squared.
You are correct.
I love it when everything's all squared up.
One more 100 and 169, under 2 minutes on the period clock. This could be the last jam of the game. They might be able to squeeze in another one. We have Dr. Feelgood, number 2A, jamming for Texas. Number 101, Blitzkrieg for So Disco.
Penalty box is empty, and Southern Discomfort has lead. Their first lead since jam 11.
Dr. Feelgood in hot pursuit. It really wouldn't do much good for So Disco to go 4 and out.
Oh! Lucky not to get a penalty. Tried the apex leap and just spiked the calf of number 22 on the white team, Antrax.
Dr. Feelgood also having trouble getting through the pack, so both jammers are going to have to take another crack at it.
Release the crack at it.
So, Blitzkrieg at the top, goes to the outside through. That's 4 points for So Disco. Dr. Feelgood contained so far, allowing Blitzkrieg to take another scoring pass. Bump to the infield, so doesn't get it this time. Trying again. Goes to the outside, tries to jump the outside line. Doesn't manage to land inbounds.
One half of the skate was on the rope, of one side of the rope line, and the other was on the other side of the rope line.
Okay, so they do call it off with more than 30 seconds, so they'll get one more jam. They didn't have the opportunity to stop the clock, but they chose the right moment to call it. So that one, when the smoke settles, we've got 106 for Southern Discomfort and 172 for Texas Men's Roller Derby.
66-point lead.
So we're going to have literally 2 seconds on the clock to start the final jam of the game.
And 666 out on the line trying to get 66 points.
That is Reaper for So Disco, jamming against number 7 Tally for Texas.
And Tally's going to try and stop that tally.
Indeed. Tally ho. All right, so lead is collected by Reaper, which means at this point, So Disco has the option to run this the full 2 minutes.
High block coming in, 4-4-8 on the white team, Pound Town. Going to the penalty box on a high block.
Escaping the pack and clear to score is Tally for Texas.
Illegal position called on 13-14 on Robert the Bruise.
All right, that's going to do it, as So Disco does call off the jam. Reaper ending it with 2 more points, so it's going to end up being 172. Oh, make that 3 points.
3 for the one in the box. Total of 109. Texas held scoreless to keep them at 172, but that is your final. The winner will play either Magic City or Golden State at 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow morning?
The winner of these 2 teams are playing.
Right.
Magic City and Golden State are playing at 7 o'clock tonight. Right. And then the winner will play them tomorrow.
At 9?
For game 12.
Okay. I don't immediately know when that is, but you can find
tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow.
This is all online. Check out the webpage for MRDA Championships. This was the 3rd game. My name is Brad Example.
I'm Bobby Narco. Our most excellent producer has been Chloroform Cupcake.
Yes.
Leslie Nope working everything for 5 on 5 Media. So much awesome roller derby coming up next. Vancouver, Manchester at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, St. Louis, Denver at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, Magic City, Golden State at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then, sit back, enjoy some fantastic roller derby. We wish you peace, love, and roller derby.
Good night.
Are you dreaming of new roller skates? With over 10 years experience and knowledge, Skate Rat Skate Shop will set you up with the safety gear and roller skates that are right for you. Visit Skate Rats in Loveland, Colorado for the selection you've been looking for and great customer service. Log on to skaterats.com for free fast shipping. Use discount code 5on5 for 10% off.
If you're looking for a reliable paint company that will do the job right the first time, then it's time to call 360 Painting of Arvada. Our #1 goal is to make sure we make your vision into reality, and we guarantee 100% satisfaction. We offer a wide variety of colors and textures that meet the needs of each room for every client, all for an affordable rate. With years of experience, our employees are well trained in the correct and professional methods, so there will be no hassle or headaches. Whether you're looking to just paint a couple rooms or you're looking to remodel your home, no job is too big or small for 360 Painting of Arvada to handle. For more information on our services, call us today or visit us online and let us help you turn your vision into a vibrant reality.